What's happening, man? This low. I'm just putting up on y'all to vibe with you for a second. And the root of this story, the root of this little vibe session is stick to the plan. Only when you get off the course or the plan and when things start to waver. But I ran into a dude today when I was out running some errands. I met him when I was in the box. He was on status, I was NELK status. I was fresh in when I met him. I was 18 when I left back in 05. So when I seen him, we kind of looked at each other at the same time, gave that little look. I was kind of okay with remembering faces before I left, but being in that box, I became A1 with it. I literally don't forget no face. And he said he had been out about a year now, and I've been home with over 5 years now. So he ain't never seen me with the beard or the dread. So he had a little mini fro, but his beard was longer than mine. But when we seen each other, gave each other that little look, he was like, no. I was like, but what you got going on? Ooh. So we chop it up for a minute. And he asked me about something I had told him, which really I ain't forget about it, but at that time, I was still stuck on stupid. Like I ain't really changed my mindset until I had like 3 years left. But before then, I was really thinking I was gonna get out, get me a pack, try my hand again, find some sweet licks, do this, do that. Everything was based on stupidity because I was stuck on stupid. And one thing you gotta realize, to a stupid person, doing stupid things is normal. Or that somebody sit on the outside looking to be like, man, that's stupid. What was he thinking? Then you come back into the fold, you understand that a stupid person, everything they do, everything they think, how they perceive things, is all related to being stupid. Don't that make sense? Ain't no common sense being processed. But anyway, we go to chopping it up. He was like, man, how all such and such going? I know you said when you got out, you were going to such and such. And it kind of struck me as strange. I was like, I wasn't just talking. But if you got to sum it up, I probably was just talking. But like I say, I didn't have no mindset to like present any kind of change because I was still going to get out and try my hand because I felt like, I don't know what I felt like. That old me, it really ain't nothing to add up. I was just out here stuck on stupid, running the street like a dog with no leash. But so he asked me about, you said you were gonna go to some YDC, go to some school, tell the kid about this, that, and the third. You said you had to start writing a book. You said you were gonna try your hand on some little positive music. Ooh. And I'm like, you remember all that? And I knew I had on said it. But I was like, yeah, man, when I sat down in 2020, like as soon as I got out, COVID hit, so that messed up the whole little playbook. But he was like, yeah, boy, that's an excuse though. You know how we be talking about them excuses. And did that and the third. He was like, you always said like, ain't no excuse good enough, cause if it's something you wanna do, you gonna do it regardless. And I was like, yeah, man, but COVID had the whole world, so he was like, yeah, no, but that's still an excuse. Especially now you got the social media thing, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I got out. I did do some music. I did write some books. But I was like, man, ain't none of it kicks. I'm like, yeah, I dropped a couple of little songs, wrote a few books, paid. Shout out to R4, the United Running Networks. Aunt did some business with me, read one of my books. But I was like, man, I ain't caught no grip. But I was like saying then, I just been working hard job, had about 30 cent jobs since I've been out. Side note, that's why I don't care about a dude around here talking about he can't find no work. But since 2020, I don't have about 30 cent job. I work, but I slide too if I feel some type of way because I ain't trying to crash out. not by nobody up business. You know what I'm saying? So we are work. I got 2 jobs right now. I'm probably finna let one go though. But I'm gonna try to find another one. I feel better with 2 jobs. But anyway. So I said, yeah, I did write the books. I did publish them. And they're crazy because anybody who thinking about writing a book, man, it's free to publish on Amazon Kindle. But they just gonna tax you. Not even that much though. But it's on you to do your own network and promotion, but it's free to publish on Amazon Kindle. If I would have known that while I was in the box, I probably would have went harder, but still ain't no excuse. I still should have been going hard. But so we chopped it up, and fast forward to now. As far as the youth, man, I don't know. Really can't say too much about them because even in my time when I was in the streets, a couple of older people try to tell you, like, but stay out of the street, take care of the family, get you a job. But I can't really speak for the people I was running with, but I ain't want to hear that. I mean, I listen, I respond to how you're supposed to respond, showing due respect to the older folk, whatever. But I ain't want to hear that, so I can't really hold these young dudes accountable for them not wanting to hear it. But the fact that I don't live it, I feel like I got a more valid approach. And I really can't do nothing but tell them, like, if you see fit to do it, you just gotta be ready to play it how it go, because that really ain't where it's at. And I was 18 when I left, 2005, got back 2020, I was 33. And I really wasn't lost because I always been mindful. I always kept an open mind when I was in a bar. I ain't get into none of those harsh drugs that I had never knew about. I just smoked my little cigarette, smoked my little weed, pop a few Benadryl here and there. I was using them to help me sleep. But they would give me a bud though, but I was using them to help me sleep though. But talking to Aunt earlier, man, it made me realize that even when I was preaching in there, like, ain't no excuse valid. Ain't no excuse valid. And I ain't gonna say I was making excuses. I think I was just looking for a reason not to do something. But if it's something you want to do, there's gonna be something you gotta do. A lot of people want it. That's simple. But a lot of people don't want to do what need to be done to obtain it. And that's when things get complicated. I don't know. It's deeper than what we imagine though. Got effort equal results. But as far as the energy out here today, I don't know, man. Because ain't nothing different happening. Right now, it's just easier to access it. Like, somebody can pop off in a whole nother state, 3-4 states over, and we'll see it because of social media, but ain't nothing going on different that ain't been going on. So the route I was gonna take, trying to talk to the little homies about, being mindful of what they doing and the destruction they causing to they self and for their family, the one they claim they love and stuff. Like, I mean, ain't nothing different going on. People been killing, people been robbing. So like right now, it's just easier to assess the information about what's going on. That's what makes it more crazier. So coming from that point of view, message to the youth, man, I really can't tell you that much. Because at the end of the day, you're going to do what you see fit. But if you wouldn't listen to anything, I'm going to tell you this. I was 18 when I called the AR. They gave me 20 to 15. And I was too stupid to even care. When they gave me the time, my mama started crying. I was hurt because she was crying. I didn't even consider that I was finna leave. I left her out here by herself. Yeah, I got an older brother, you know what I'm saying? Like, same mama, same daddy. So, I'm pretty sure he did what he knows. I'm pretty sure he did what he do. You know what I'm saying? But I never even considered that I was leaving her out here by herself, leaving my dad out here by himself. I ain't have no kid when I left. And I ain't even care that I was going. Like, I was, when you stupid, like, a lot of things you do and think ain't gonna add up. So I just didn't care. I was like, oh, okay, they caught me slipping. I gotta go do 15. Okay, blah, 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 let's get on, get it over with so I can get back. But I never consider what time is, what time mean. And it crazy because I think Plies dropped that the real testament in 06. Or at least that when I heard it, like the end of 06. And when I heard that Random Mama crazy, I was like, damn. Then he dropped that 100 years. And he was like, young, don't even know what all that time mean. I'm like, damn. And when I first got in, I was like the younger person at the camp, man. They were just finna sit down Alto and disperse them to different prisons. But when I first got to my first camp, I was the younger person there for like maybe 5-6 months before they shut Alto down, and or then some more younger dude came. But I ain't never considered nothing. Like, I ain't never analyzed nothing, processed nothing. Cause at the end of the day, I understood what came with the street. But I did think I was so fat so I would never get caught, never. And like, I don't even think we prepare for that. That's why when I sit back and when I look at 448, looking at the interrogation process, how dude be so tough and start crying and like, bro, you ain't gotta get there for. When you in the street, like, bro, don't do it. Like, just don't do it. Like, if you ain't 100% invested, it ain't gonna add up. I've been locked up a few times, like, not trying to say it as a badge, but from juvie, when I first turned 17, I can go to the jail. Then when I turned 18, caught a little bit one. But I never cared. They talking to me about this, that, and the third, and it was all a joke to me. But when I look at First 48 and something, I see how they be macho, da-da-da-da-da. Then, a short while later, when reality set in, start crying and talking about they didn't try to do it, they didn't mean to do it. And that's the root of what I'm saying. Bro, you ain't gotta be out here like that, bro. You ain't gotta be like, ain't nothing wrong with keeping the fire on you for protection, though. Ain't no boasting, ain't no pride, ain't no machoism. If you got the fire, just let it be for protection. Like, I always see people out, and I be like, cause I don't want to be out like that. I ain't even shell shot, I ain't institutionalized or nothing. But people, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they don't put in the water or the food, but people, I don't know. Things don't change since I've been gone. Like, when I left, things wasn't right, but it wasn't this wrong either. Even from like an event where people to be out here just chilling and vibing, somebody pop off, whether it's a fight or a shooting, or somebody actually, or it being their last day. So like, you would think that there would be some kind of reckoning with self as a group that, man, we just finna go out here and chill, we ain't on nothing. So we do see somebody that we know what I'm saying, that's supposed to be a out, that's supposed to have smoke, supposed to have beef, we good, man. Cause even when I was running the street, like, if I had an issue with you, I ain't have no issue with your mama or your grandma. I wasn't trying to pull up on your niece or your nephew. When I see you, if it's an issue like that, then we gonna handle it. But even if I see you and you with your mama or your grandma, I'll be mindful. I was like 16, 17 when I was just thought I was out here on some beast mode. You know what I'm saying? But if I seen you in the grocery store with your mama, I might give you a look. But I ain't finna. No, I ain't finna do all that. Them people ain't got nothing to do with what we got going on. And this some young broke nigga beef. You know what I'm saying? Like, this some young broke nigga beef, man. This something that started in the middle school and why, I don't know. But when I think about it, man, beefing with some people just because they go to a different school or they from a different neighborhood, if you really just sit back and analyze your crew, half of them folks I don't even think you would be vibing with if y'all didn't go to the same school or if y'all didn't all ride the same bus or stayed in the same neighborhood. The fact that y'all got access to each other, I think the bond just formed. But right now, it ain't too many people you can't find that'll say that they don't been backstabbed, they don't been backdoored, double crossed. And the only people who can really do that to you, the people that got access to you. And I ain't saying screen people or whatever, but I don't know, man. You just gotta pay attention because the more I gonna always put the pieces of the pause in front of us, but it's on us to sit down and put them together. Because there's some people right now that you around that they don't really care for you. And I ain't telling you to look at your people sideways because whatever you feel, it might be genuine, it might be fabricated. It depends on your mindset. But as far as just the street life in general, it ain't gonna add up. I don't care how you put it, I don't care how you cut it, I don't care how you remix it, dog. It ain't gonna add up. So even if you the type that don't really wanna work like that, you can go work for yourself. You can go work for yourself, man. I don't care if you start out with one lawnmower and just let people know, yeah, I can't do nothing but cut your yard. Well, like it's a lot of things you can do because I battled with that even before I left. My mom was trying to get me to go get little certain job. Did like in my mind, I'm like, man, I ain't trying to work for nobody. But I wasn't doing nothing opposed like the little weed I was selling. Started selling a little hard on the homeboard, but I ain't never had a bag. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't never elevate to that. And I really ain't want to do that. I used to smoke me a little weed, so in my mind, I'm like, I need to keep me a little weed. But I ain't never had the pounds on that. I started selling hard on the homeboard at the motel with my guy. And when homie go to sleep, it's over with. I just got some weed, but we in a hard spot. So people coming through, they trying to get that and the third, homie. I ain't got no but some weed. I'm for like, man, we don't want that. So, I just got a little packing store. When he sell out, I just get that little money, but that wasn't never my focus. That wasn't never my agenda. And then long story short, I ain't never had boy agenda. I was really just out here in the way, if you want to be honest. But on my level, my age bracket, it's a whole lot more I could have did, but I crashed out. And when you ride reckless, that way gonna happen, you gonna crash out. But the only thing, I was too stupid to even consider I was too stupid and reckless to consider the aftermath of my choices. My mama got real sick while I was gone. And I'm already in the box, I already got my time. And it really checkmate. The game ain't gonna start over until after 15 years. That if I see it, I know y'all see now people getting knocked all left and right in the box, not just in my state, but all over. Like, and them different vices, man. People already got so many thoughts going on in their mind, man. Then on top of that, them different vices and them different emotions and the different regrets and letdowns and pride and self-esteem, got so low being in that box like that, man, up like that. Then the certain officers that try to mad the gas on you, the certain dudes and all that on them vices, feeling like they Rambo and Macho Man, like all that rolled into one. A lot of them people in there crashing out. They don't really mean it. They're just like somebody out here doing things that go against everything they stand on there because when them vices come into play, the willpower would disappear. But I mean, I wish it was something that could be done. But life is real, man. Like the choices we make, man, you gotta be able to understand, man, that like I said earlier, like things gotta happen for things to happen. Whether it's you changing how you think, changing how you move, it's something that can be done, man. But the last thing you want to do is wait till you between a rock and a hard place to talk about change. That change gotta come before you get in that position, dog. So thinking about what Aunt was telling me, because I remember really what I was telling her. And I wasn't just, like I said, I probably was just talking because I couldn't see. I couldn't see my max out there. Like, just be talking, woo, woo, woo. Then when the time come, you like put up and shut up. But like I told him, I did do some little music. I think I came home and dropped God Got Me. Then I followed up with My Swag. Then I dropped Happy Dan. Then, a couple more. Shout out to Kelp, man. R.I.P. to Kelp. He had jumped on my About To. I wrote a few books, but like I said, I ain't nothing pop. So I thought I was gonna be able to create a little movement so I could be able to, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I didn't mind going to clock in because at the end of the day, I'm gonna make something happen. It might not be what I want, but I'm gonna make something happen. Like I said, I met a few dudes that I know from back in the day. Somebody they can't find no job, or they gotta work for this, they can't work for this. Man, like I said, I got 2 jobs now. I'm about to let one go. And the one I'm about to let go, the higher paid job, I don't have that since I've been out. But I tell people, like, it ain't about what you make. It's about what you do with what you make. Because you got people that make a 9-piece of chain and still be broke. You know what I'm saying? You got people that what we call a low paying job. Okay, they still able to pay their bill, they still able to get a car, they still able to do whatever. But it's on a different level, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't about what you make, it's about what you do with what you make. You know what I'm saying? You probably don't hear a story of somebody getting a bag and then going broke. So like the bag ain't the issue. People talking about the bag, the bag, the bag. Now you need the mind to manage the bag, the mind to manage yourself, the mind to manage your actions and reaction, because the bag don't become easily accessible. Whatever you gotta do, hopefully it ain't nothing that gonna put you or yourself or your people in harm. You know what I'm saying, in a compromising position. But if people gotta get out that with how much they want and how much they willing to do whatever for. Like I say, my grand people on my old dad's side, they were able to buy a nice house from back in the day. And we talking about when minimum wage probably like $2. Like ain't nothing changed, cause like even when the prices go up and they pay you a little more, it's still balanced out. Like it always been the same, but it change. Like it changes, but it always even out. So if they were making $2 an hour back then, how were they able to buy a house opposed to somebody now making $20 an hour? They were doing a whole lot of sacrificing back then. When there was a lot of gagging going on back then. And now people be a lot of gagging, making excuses on why something ain't happening. That's why I say, man, when you want something to happen, something gotta happen. That means there are things you gotta start doing, things you gotta stop doing. You know what I'm saying? Things you gotta go learn, things you gotta, you know, sometimes you can't make a way, sometimes you can't find a way, you gotta make a way. But I ain't gonna talk y'all head off, man. Just talking to Aunt earlier made me wanna put forth the effort, cause like I said, your results. And I really was gonna get out and, try to go to the schools and talk to the youth, go to the OYDC and try to talk to little homie, why they still got a chance. And most of them, like, even when you locked up for the big one, you still got a chance, cause it's a whole lot you still can do. Don't let the fact that you don't caught the big one, like, don't let that dictate the outcome, cause there's still a whole lot of things you can do. You know what I'm saying? And that one thing about it, as long as your heart beating, you supposed to keep trying to do something. Cause when your heartbeat stops, that's when they're gonna be, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I met plenty of people in the bar that can draw, that make shorts and whatever out of shirts and blankets and sheets. Like, it's still so much you can do, but in the box, resources become limited. But like people out here, they say they be busy, whether they busy for real or, whatever, they say they be busy. So, I mean, a lot of people told me they were busy, but since I've been out, I don't see nobody doing. Every time I turn around, they smoking, drinking, partying, hey man, it is what it is. Cause I had accept that, I crashed out, that was my bad. So, I learned to accept that. So, I don't, You gotta create your own foundation. You know what I'm saying? I was looking for them, to do little small things. They said they were busy, so okay, cool, they were busy, so some people busy may just be them doing what they do. They might not actually be busy in the physical form or mental form of what we thinking busy is. But if they say they busy, man, But yeah, man, talking on, man, as far as like when I sit back and calculate the process that I don't went through, the steps I don't took, I sit back and calculate my mindset then versus now, you know, I'm okay. Like, yeah. I don't came a long way, so I'm okay, man. And it's always gonna be okay, like, regardless of what you ain't got, regardless of what you ain't able to do. At the end of the day, it gotta be okay. If it ain't okay and you still accepting it, that means it's okay because there's still you can take right now, man. Like to put yourself in a better position. And you ain't gotta be out here on no rah-rah. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta be out here with the riff-raff. You know what I'm saying? It's that mind frame, man. It's that mind frame. But when you know a whole lot about nothing and nothing about a whole lot, it don't matter what you got, man. It ain't never gonna produce nothing. And that real talk. Yo, tighten up, man. It easy out here, man. I realize how easy it is out here, man. Every day I kick myself in the butt, man, for tripping out, man, crashing out like I did. I really made my life up. Don't feel I'm out here taking it 2 days at a time now. Yeah, I'm taking it 2 days at a time now, and I ain't even playing catch up. I'm just trying to show the old me that, yeah, you messed up, but we are the same, but I got you though. I ain't never gonna turn my back on you. Cause the old me, doing whatever he did, it manifested a new me to do what I do. And I'm out here doing me, man. I ain't nobody way. I ain't got no beef. I ain't got no art. I'm just chilling, man. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. Y'all turn up. I'll be back, though. Yep.